Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. And once again, I just wanted to say thank you to the Sabbatical Beauty community. Thank you so much for um, the scholarship. Like I said, I think I said earlier, I was able to use the funds for the scholarship to pay for my transcription services because my university, I have a grant from the university to do my research, but transcription fees are not covered in that. So, what I was able to do, just to kind of refresh everyone's memory, I am a doctoral student at the University of Michigan Dearborn, and I'm finishing up my doctoral program, working on my dissertation, and my research is in Black feminism and looking at the phenomenon of othermothering and looking at how Black female teachers in suburban settings act as mothers and mother students. And so, excuse me, what I did was I towards the end of the school year in May and June. I'm also a teacher, full-time teacher. So I was able to get some time off of my job and go and do research in 6 suburban school districts. I live in well, I'm going to try and keep that private where I live, but I live in a Midwestern area, and I went to some suburbs around the area. Um, anyway, and so I was able to just shadow teachers for a day. I was in 6 different districts. I shadowed 7 teachers. Um, and then after I shadowed each teacher for a day, then I did interviews with each of them. And so now what I'm doing right now is just going through all the transcripts from my interviews. And then what I'll do yes, I have been very busy, which is why I'm going on vacation because I'm tired. But well, where was I? Oh, I'm going through the transcripts now because at the end of this month, I'm going to do a focus group based off of the themes that I found in the different interviews and the observations. Excuse me, and the observations that were completed. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. My findings are preliminary because, like I said, I'm still going through the transcripts and still coding everything. But I know I had so far 3 preliminary findings, and one of them I found my finding was that othermothering is sacred, and kind of in connection with Black feminism, excuse me, I noticed that quite a few of the subjects not only rely on faith, um, but they kind of see their position in a school as something as a calling or sacred. Um, and not to say that other people don't do that. I'm just saying what was the findings for this particular research. So that was one finding. Another finding that I have, hold on, let me click over to see what this is. Oh, I found that I was finding that, I'm sorry, that's my messaging system. Turn it off, making all that noise. I don't know if you guys heard that. But another finding was, that othermothering, I said, is multifaceted, meaning that um, the women knew how to code switch because they are working in diverse suburbs. They knew how to communicate in a way that African American children and families could hear them and receive them, but then at the same time be able to code switch. And I'm sorry, I'm getting text messages, so it keeps pinging. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it pings on my MacBook. But they could code switch and be able to communicate effectively with, you know, fellow African American children and families, but then also switch and talk in a way to be heard and understood and received by a majority white community. And then the last one I had, my last findings so far, and again, these are just preliminary. Let me look it up. Oh, I said Othermothering has a watchful eye, and a lot of the teachers were very adamant about, they felt that it was important for them to be in suburban school districts so that they could keep an eye out for African American children and make sure that they were being treated right, they were not being prejudiced against, or, you know, not being overly disciplined and that type of thing. So yeah, those are my 3 findings. And like I said, it was very helpful to have the Sabbatical Beauty Scholarship, because transcription services for 7 interviews, you know, they are each at least an hour long, is very costly. And so I'm very thankful for the scholarship and thankful for the opportunity. I don't know if anyone has any questions at all. If you do, now would be the time. Or I don't know if there's anything else, Darcy, I don't know if there's anything else that I need to cover. Okay, I'm not seeing much else, so I'm going to assume that that's all of the comments or questions, and you can always leave questions after this video. If you do, then just tag me in, because I don't check things frequently. So if you tag me, then I'll know, you know, to look for it. And also know, like I said, I'm going on vacation, so my time on social media is going to be limited in the next few days. Well, thank you, Natalie. Thank you. I'm glad that the scholarship helped me also. So with that, I think that's all that I was supposed to cover. But like I said, again, just thank you so much. Thank you for the scholarship. Thank you all for who supported me and who voted for me. It was just very, very, very helpful, and I'm very appreciative. Okay, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and go. And if I need to add something or contribute more, again, if you have more things that you need out of me, then please just leave me a comment, tag me in it, and I will respond to it. But other than that, thank you again. Thank you so much, and have a good evening.